Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial of the example game poems on steroids. So first of all, we're gonna explain to the kids that there's 3 teams will participate and we're gonna have 300 short poems pre-made, and some are really short and some a little bit longer, which doesn't matter. And each team will recite 15 poems and one for each round. And they can choose which poem to recite and which order they're going to recite them. The teammates from all 3 teams, they will recite at the same time. If one person makes a mistake or he or she forgets some part, and then this team got 0 point for that poem, and it's gonna start over. So let's talk about the scoring for this game. The sequence of one successful poem, the team's gonna score for 1 point, and the next one, they're gonna score 2. And for the next, they're gonna score 4. So basically, the points that they got is the double of the previous one. But if the team failed to recite a poem, then they get a 0 point and they need to start again and repeat the sequence 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. And we can explain to the student with the examples here, with the round 1 to 10. And first of all, for example, for the first round, we success, then we score for 1, and for second one, yes, also succeed, we score for 2. And for the third one, no, then unfortunately we're gonna got a 0. And for the round 4, we start again, and it's a yes, so we got 1. So basically the games work like this. And as a mentors, we can ask our kids like, what do you think is the best options for us to choosing the poems, like strategies you can apply. For example, we should do short poems first, like recite short poems first, or recite poems with repetitions, or poems that are similar to each other's, so that we could score more from the beginning. And we can also ask kids questions like, among those 15 rounds, one of the team, they only get 5 poems right. Then what could have been their minimum scores? For example, we can try different kinds of possibilities, like, should we get all no at the beginning and a continuous 5 yes at the end to be able to get the lowest scores, or yes, no, so we get 1, 0, 1, 0 as our scores. And similarly, we can ask questions like, what can be their maximum scores, or what is the maximum possible scores in the competition. And except those, the questions can also vary, like, if we only get 1 poem right, or if I just get 1 poem wrong, what kind of scores can I get? Or will it matters on which round that I missed this poem? Like, how the scores can be varied if we are recite the poems round in different round, in the first round or in the last round. Except all those questions that we can ask based on the basic rules, we can also ask students that what kind of changes you can provide to this game, like what kind of change of the rules that you can come up to change, what kind of things that you can come up to change the rule slightly a bit that makes for example, the result different or the scoring different. For example, like if we triple the streaks, for example, we not only got 2 points for the second round, but got 3 points. How the thing's gonna be different, and so on. Also, like if we forget about doubling and give endpoints if the poem of the round end was successful, such as if I win the round 2, then I get 2 points. If I win the round 6, then we get 6 points. Then of course the result's going to be different, right? So we can ask those kind of questions to the students to to make them open their imaginations and do some more creative changes. And at last, we could also ask questions like, would the scores goes up with teams of just 2 people? Such as for each team, we only have 2 team members. So basically, they just take turns in reciting the poems. How would that affect the result? Will it make the result better because maybe those 2 people, they're better at reciting things and they do it in terms so they can get used to this pattern of reciting and recite more, or maybe the scores, like the average score is going to be lower because teammates, they got to recite more poems compared to if there's 3 or 4 teammates in a team. So that's it for today's tutorial. And the key for students to engage is to create as much scenarios and as much stories as possible. For example, instead of only talking about the pure rules and the scoring methods, we can create stories like there's a reciting competitions happening in your high school and you and your friends are in the same team, and you can think about what kind of strategies you're gonna use. And that's it. Have a good day, everyone.